really cute pictures on the water. During that whole quarantine process. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another segment of Sadie Says It All. So today I'm so excited about this guest because wait until you can probably already see right there in the background, but this guest is so mega talented. I am so excited to have her here. So today we have with us Sheneese Rohelia. Did I say that correctly?
You said it right.
Okay. So we have Sheneese and her business. I mean, now on Instagram it's titled Sheneese's Pieces. Is that the way you branded yourself?
That is my actual business name.
Okay. So that's the real cute and catchy name though. You can't really forget that.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. My husband slams every door he ever walked through. But
yeah, I just heard my husband talking. I'm like, shh.
It's all good though. This is just, good casual conversation. I gotta take this bracelet off because it'll be jingling the whole time. But yes, I'm so excited to have you here with us today, and everybody's going to see why, because she is an artist. And when I say artist, I do not say that lightly. And you will see, because we're going to put this stuff on display and you're going to see what we're talking about. All right. So, Sheneese, where are you? Where are you located?
I'm in Houston, Texas.
Oh, you're in Houston.
Well, actually Richmond, but I say Houston because people don't know Richmond, but it's just a suburb of Houston.
Okay. All right. So you're in Houston. Now, what is y'all weather doing there right now?
Girl, everything. I mean, pick one, because in the morning this morning it was 46 degrees. And then I think a little bit later on, maybe a couple hours, it became like 72. And now I think it's still in the 70s, but it feels like 90 to me. So I don't know. But it's Houston, Texas is like this. It's all over the place.
Yeah, because like with us, we had some warm weather where we were like 70 degrees one day.
Now,
I'm in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm in Pennsylvania. We had like 70-degree weather one day, and then I think we had like 60. And then this morning it was cold, like it was brick outside, and the wind was whipping, and my allergies are all jacked up, my eyes itchy. I'm just like, I don't know what this weather is doing, but I'm all messed up right now.
You don't even know how to dress because I send my daughter to school with a big coat. But when she come home, she needs to be wearing shorts.
Yeah, like child abuse. Like yeah, but it's just real crazy, I guess, everywhere. I was asking somebody else about their weather. I think she was in Virginia, the owner of Elite Planning, and she was like, their weather's been all over the place too. So I think right now we're just everywhere is just trying to get settled into what it's gonna be.
Well, we're used to that here. I mean, other places probably have like a regular thing going on, but we're always all over the place. So it's like normal.
Yeah, I've never been to Houston. I think I've flown,
really,
like taking a connecting flight or something through Houston, but I've never just been there to hang out. And
you should come.
I sure should. I'm getting lots of invites. I'm taking notes, and when I pop up one day,
I will meet you. Bring your husband, and me and my husband will come meet y'all. Yeah. And we'll party H-Town style.
Oh, girl.
Just a little bit, though, because we don't party a lot these days. You know, we passed that.
Yeah, no, we are too. We don't even before COVID, like we would get together with a couple of other couples or just like close friends, but like that whole party vibe, I would probably be so out of place. I'd be like, is it time to go? It's time to go.
Oh yeah, when they're going out, we're coming in.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. All right. So what I do want to ask you is, with what you do, when I saw your post on Instagram, it's almost like I was looking like, wait a minute, is this for real? Is this somebody really like doing this? Because don't get me wrong, I've seen artists and stuff online before, but just I don't see a lot of Black women rolling through doing it on the level in which you are. And I mean, you're in that world, so maybe you had, but
before I got into this world, which was just over 2 years ago, I never saw it. So when I came into it, I was like, this is good. This is very inspiring, because
right,
I had no intentions on doing this, but it really motivated me to stay with it. The more that I saw people like me
right,
doing it, At
yeah,
first I was a little intimidated because I was like, oh, they so good. But I was like, you know what? Let me just zone into me and what I think I can do, and not worry about what they're doing. And I love it. I love it.
because that was what I was going to ask you. What do you think was, because with you having the talent that you have, like what was because there are a lot of people sitting on their talents, singers, writers, whatever, sitting on that talent and not doing anything with it. And what do you think?
That
Yeah,
was
'cause
me.
you just mentioned 2 years exactly. Like, girl, that ain't no 2 years worth of talent back there. But
Thank you.
for you to, what was the driving force you think that made you just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do this?
Well, let me tell you. So I've always been kind of an artsy, crafty person, but it was always in music, or I used to like bling out clothes and stuff before it became popular.
Right.
So I always loved art as far as like the type I'm doing, but I never saw myself doing it. I never even wanted to do it. It was never a plan. So what happened was in 2015, I had a little girl, my second daughter, because my other one is 19 years older. So I started over. But that's the whole nother story. But I was at home because I had blood clot issues, so I couldn't work.
Okay.
And I was just like, you know what? This is depressing. I should be doing something. And I was like, I want to paint. I don't know where it came from. I was just like, I want to do abstract painting.
Right.
And I actually sat on that idea. This was 2015, maybe 2016 when I started saying it. And my older daughter, remembered that I said I wanted to paint. And Christmas 2018, she bought me a paint set. And I have not put the paintbrush down since. It was like, I knew I wanted to do it, but it was like it almost took, and it wasn't expensive to buy the paint set. I was like, yeah, I want to, but whatever. And when she bought it, I immediately opened it that same night, and I've been painting ever since. And I fell in love with it. I mean, I say art saved me, like seriously. I mean, I wasn't like depressed to a state where it's just like, oh, I don't want to be here. But me being a person that I am,
right,
and always doing something, and I felt like I can't do anything. I was like, God, I'm here for more than just being a mom. And I'm too talented, is what I'm saying to myself.
Right.
So I know God put me here. I really do. This is not something that was nowhere near my plan. And I'm just riding the journey and enjoying it. I'm not rushing it. I am now to the point where I want a gallery. But that's because I have paintings all over the house. I have nowhere to put them. And then I think, it would be nice just to have a place for people to actually come and see the work versus just online. But I'm still not rushing it. I feel like when it's time, as long as I'm doing what I should do, it'll happen. So, but I love it. I love it. I love it. I would not. And my brother's like, if I didn't know you, I would not believe you just started painting. Like, he was so impressed, because he was like, I know you couldn't draw. I know you never painted, but here you are, like, this is crazy. And my brother is never like, oh, ooh, my baby sister, I'm so proud of her. But he's really, really proud of me. So it feels good. I have a lot of support.
You know what? That's beautiful that you have a lot of support, because sometimes, people don't always have that.
No.
And with your gift and your talent, because honey, I'm telling you, for like you said, your brother said you never drew and you never painted, and to see what you do, it's like it really is special. It really is special. And so when you get that gallery, girl, I need my invite, because I'm coming.
Oh, for sure. Please. I mean, you and a few other people have been so like good for me, my spirit. I'm not going to ever get big headed, but it's just like, it means a lot. It's like a confirmation that I'm here on purpose.
Right.
When I have people that don't even know me show me so much love and support. And so I appreciate you for even wanting to talk to little old me about what I'm doing, because it means a lot to me.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm just telling you, you are special, honey. You are special.
Thank you.
Okay. So now speaking to what you just said, as far as you sitting on your talent, for a while, and now you're out here and you're doing this and you've stepped out there. And like Erykah Badu says, you're an artist and you're sensitive about your shit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because I don't do what you do, but I do write. And whenever someone's reading something I wrote, I'm kind of like, or if I, send it to the editor in chief or whatever, and I'm just like kind of waiting for their email back. I'm like, well, what they gonna say? Say right thing.
I totally feel that, because when I show my mom stuff, she's like, "Oh, that's different." I'm like, "What does different mean?" But I'm like, you know what? I'll take that, because I mean, she does support me, but she doesn't know art, so
Girl, that's
I'm
your
like,
mom.
I don't know what different means, but I'll take it. And then my brother be like, "I'm not feeling that one," and then I'll send him something and be like, "Well, 700 and so and so people felt it,"
Exactly.
But I understand it's not for everybody. It's
Right.
just like music. Everyone won't like what you're doing, but there are people that will. So
Exactly.
you just feed those people,
Right.
food, all that stuff. So I don't worry about, because it's not really hate on their level. They just don't get it.
Exactly.
But then you do have to know the ones that are hating on you.
Yeah. Being able to tell the difference between
yeah, for sure.
Like, I feel that energy. That ain't
yeah.
But yes, I was just gonna ask, like, for people that are kind of hesitant to step out there because they're not ready for the critiques and all of that, like kind of what you were just saying, you can't listen to the noise all the time.
No, you cannot. I mean, constructive criticism from people that know what they're doing and just trying to give you some feedback is one thing.
Yeah.
But I even have a friend, it's funny because she actually just bought a painting from me that was very expensive.
Okay.
But before she purchased it, she was like, "So what are you going to do with all your paintings that you haven't sold?" And I'm like, "Nothing. They're going to sit until they sell." Like, I'm not going to go down on my prices. I said, if anything, I'm going up, because art appreciates. When I started, I didn't know what I was doing. So I was pricing stuff dirt cheap.
Yeah.
But the more I learn, my prices go up, and I have to appreciate, what I'm doing. If I ever think I'm going to make a living with it, then I have to price it. So one thing a guy told me that was an art buyer when I was at an art show, I think it was my first or second. He was like, "I know you don't know, people don't know who you are." He was like, "But you have to trust yourself."
Right.
And he was like, "Don't price your stuff according to your circle. Price it according to what you really feel like it's worth. You'll make a name for yourself eventually. It doesn't have to be like, $100,000 painting, but don't price it down here," because he's like, "You can't pay your bills with $50 paintings and this is," and I was like, you know what? He's so right. Like, I was literally trying to find confidence and get my worth out of people that I know versus just believing in myself and saying, "Hey, if it sits, it sits." But that painting that I had a painting right after she said that sold for about $400 or $500, and I had that painting over a year. Right, so I'm like, if I would have painted over it because I said, "Oh, nobody's buying this," or went down on the price, I probably could have charged more and they would have still bought it. So I just think if people feel like they really love something, you have to love it.
Yeah.
I never agree with people doing stuff just for the money, because you'll get burnt out. I didn't start this for the money. When I found out I could make it a business, I did. I mean, I'm not stupid.
Right.
But it wasn't for the money. So I would tell people, do it because you love it. That's really a passion that you have. Yeah. And just keep working at getting better at it, and try to get mentored from people that know the business, know art. I didn't really have a mentor per se, but I did a lot of, I went to YouTube University.
Yeah, girl, don't we go?
YouTube is the bomb, okay?
Yes,
I don't care what
honey,
nobody says. I've learned a lot. And some of that stuff I said, I'm gonna try that. And it's kind of like one of the people that are real artists and know all these quotes from artists will probably be like, she don't know who said that. But I remember there's an artist that said something about, learn all the rules and then break them. I don't know which artist said that, but I agree with that. Learn them, know how to do it, but then do your own thing after you learn, what works for you. And I found what works for me. And sometimes I'll go into a painting and I'm like, this is what I want to do. And because I'm looking at somebody else's and saying, I want to do that. And I'm like, by the time I'm finished, it's nowhere near what I said I wanted to do because it wasn't me.
Right. But
so
then
do you
that and you made it your own stuff.
Do you? Yeah. I would just tell people, do you, and block out the noise.
Yeah, because it's funny, like sometimes the advice you received about not pricing things according to your circle, because like you want to outgrow that anyways. You want to reach the masses and appeal to that. So exactly. You cannot limit yourself or make yourself small, and that's one thing that and then sometimes, like, especially when you're not even really getting all of that support within that small circle, like,
exactly,
you can't cater to that.
They're not even supported anyway. I had a show that was like $20 a head, and it was like pulling teeth for people to come to the show for $20. So why would I expect them to buy a painting for $40 when they don't even want to support with $20?
Yes.
So, and then that same guy told me, he said, if you start with that price, you're going to be stuck with it. Because especially when it comes to art, I guess, and I know this to be true, he had a painting and he actually called somebody right in front of me that he said would love the painting I had.
Right.
And the painting was $200. Okay. And he said, I told them about you, but when I told them the price, they said, why would I buy that? It's only $200. So I was like, that same night I went home and it went up like real quick.
Because the price list.
He was like, I know you don't know, he's like, your work is too good for those prices. And people that really know art and love art, they want to spend big dollars on art. So he was like, be somewhere in the middle. You don't have to be way up there or have 2 or 3 pieces that are way up there. But it made a lot of sense because we have to know that people that want to spend it will spend it. And if they think it's too cheap, they won't want to get it. Just like with cars and stuff like that.
The brand that,
Yeah, exactly. So if I think I'm going to be a brand, I have to believe my brand is worth whatever it is. There's no wrong, there's no wrong price, but I was low.
Yeah, girl, they were probably like, what? Like, what? Is that the supermarket brand?
Right. I remember doing a post one day on Facebook and I said, I don't remember exactly how I said it, but I said something like, you don't go to Ross, looking for Gucci items, and you don't go to Gucci looking for Ross stuff. So it's if I want to reach that Gucci client, then my stuff has to be up there with that, So girl, that's how my mentality started. I'm not Gucci yet, but I'm not that low brain either. I'm right there. Cause I've went up a lot, and even me, I would spend a lot of money on art if I had it, but I even look at my stuff and say, is that too low? Is that too high? And my daughter, which I'm very surprised, she's like, Mom, that's too low. And I'm like, it's $1,000. She's like, you need to take it up. And I'm like, okay.
Like my birthday coming.
But I'll kind of go up a little bit, maybe, and I see artists put stuff on sale a lot. And I'm like, I don't really want to do that because I feel like it's devaluing my work if I always run a sale for 60 and 70% off. And plus, artists spend a lot of money on just materials, forget the time and the vision. The materials are expensive. So sometimes I'm not even thinking about anything but the material. And I'm trying to make sure I make my money back on the material, but I haven't allowed it for my time and my vision.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into that. Anytime like you're doing anything from a creative standpoint,
yes,
too, because that vision, you really can't even put a price on that. You know what I mean? But you have to if you're going to try to make any type of money on it, girl. Yeah.
And it's forever. It's forever. Like it doesn't go away. So it's not like you're eating the food and it tastes good for that moment, and now it's like, oh, now what? You know, it's always there. And you may see something different later. So I've learned a lot in this, you know, even though I was always kind of on the creative side, this whole new art world is totally new.
Yeah. Wow.
And I've learned so much, even about myself. I've learned a lot about myself too. So it's crazy.
That has to be exciting though. Like I'm one who I always love learning something new, or I'm a research hound, you know. So if there's anything that I'm working on, I'm researching, I'm digging. And so to be in like this whole new world for you, it's like I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
That is awesome. I'm all about good vibes, good energy.
Yes.
People doing well. So, you know.
Me too.
Congrats to you for discovering that and tapping into that. It's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So now I have a question for you.
Uh-oh.
So if you had not tapped into,
can I drink?
I should have went and got my. Because I was like, am I gonna drink? I was like, these allergies kicking my butt. Maybe I should, because then I'll be sitting up here looking crazy, like what? But
you could edit that.
Yeah, I could, right? I could. But if you had not tapped into this talent that you have, what would you be doing? I'll ask you this: what would you want to be doing?
If I wasn't doing art, I'd want to be doing music. Because music is my, like, I used to say first love until I got art. And I'm like, they're kind of like right here. Because I love doing music. I used to write music. Well, not like write the notes, but I used to write lyrics, like songs. Okay. I would create my own instruments. I mean, not instruments, but my own tracks to sing to or rap to. So that was my thing. Music was my thing back when I was like 20 something.
Okay.
And I only stopped doing music because I had my little girl, and it's hard to concentrate. You can't record when you got crying baby. You know, you have to be attentive to the baby. So and then when she got older, I have drums and everything that I don't even know how to play, but I have all that. So when I would go into my little studio, she'd want to bang or sing on the mic. And I didn't want to stop her because, hey, she may be a singer one day.
Yeah, exactly.
So I wasn't going to dare be like, no, I'm working right now. So I just stopped trying to do music altogether.
All right.
And that's when I was like, I got to do something. And that's when painting kind of came in my head. Because I'm just an artsy person. So whatever I'd be doing, it's definitely, if it wasn't music, I would probably try to design clothes or something like that. Because I used to cut up clothes and all kind of stuff. And my friends would just laugh at me. Girl, you always cutting something up or putting bling on something. And I'm like, now you paying for that stuff.
Like, this is style.
Yeah.
Right here.
So it would definitely be something that's still on the artsy side for sure.
No, that's great. And it's like it's like sometimes I feel for people that can't understand that whole need to create, you know what I mean? That whole, like, because like I said, I write, and then I used to I create my little YouTube stuff, and then I've written a script before that I didn't submit anywhere. Like I have to constantly be creative zone. I know, and it's funny because I'm sitting up there watching TV a couple of nights ago, and they were talking about 2 new reality shows or something that were coming on. And I was like, damn it, I said 5 years ago I had the idea for that. And then the producer from the show that I'm on now, she was saying, you need to get it together. And, you know, she's like, you have a platform, a network that you can go to. It's like, what? Right. And I'm like, she's right. She's right. She's right. Like, and it's just I need to take my own advice when I'm telling people.
Yeah. Yeah. Why is that so hard for us?
Girl, I don't know. I'm over here still, writing the articles and still doing this over here, but I just yeah, I gotta do better.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if you think of something,
Mhm.
even as crazy as it may sound, somebody else might be thinking the same thing.
Right.
But they may have the resources at the time to make it happen. Because even my husband and I, we come up with all kind of things, and we're like, we just need some money, to make these things happen. And then my brother's like, well, they have angel investors, and I'm like, well, you can invest in me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but that's true. Somebody else is always thinking of something, even if it's just a little,
I even a friend of mine years ago, we were like sitting around and we're like hungry or something. I was like, damn. I was like, it would be really nice if we could just call somebody and then they would just like whatever place. I said, even the places that, and I'm sitting up here at Uber Eats and stuff.
Ooh, wow. See?
And it's just so bizarre. We were even thinking of ideas of how to get like a truck, like where we could go to the bakeries and get like, and we could just deliver it, pop up at people's houses with the cakes.
You could have been the founder of Uber Eats.
And I'm sitting up here like,
somebody else was hungry and they moved on it. You sat there hungry.
I'm sitting up here still hungry, like. But I was like, I gotta stop doing that because I sit on stuff and then it's like years later, like it pops up, and I was like, that's some shit.
My mom did the same thing one day. She was like, I thought of the Winnebago 10 years before it came out. I'm like, Mom, we could have been rich. What do you mean?
You can't be sitting
she's like, the Lord showed it to me. I said, and you didn't do anything, The Winnebago, like, really?
Yeah, exactly. Like you could have really been.
Yeah. But it happens.
It does. It does. And speaking of moms and family and stuff, I just purchased a game.
Oh, Lord.
Called CultureTags. But
I have been seeing that game and it is so hilarious. Now,
girl, we're going to get into that, but a little bit later. First, I would love for you to show me these pieces, but what I'm going to ask you to do, because I'm going to edit this out, I'm going to grab me some wine so that I can feel like I'm at the gallery.
Your bougie glass.
Yes, girl. I was like, yeah, things get a little crazy when I break out the ratchet shot glasses. So we're going to leave we're going to leave them alone. But yes, so if you could please, I am so excited for you to show everyone what I've been going on and on about.
Well, I have two that I can show because they're so big. You don't. If my house didn't look a mess, I would just walk around and show you a few pictures. But I don't know. Can you see them?
What I'll do too, just so you know, what I'll do is I will take. Oh yeah, that's good. I'll take an image of each of the pieces, and I'll actually post images of some of your artwork in the video, so everyone can kind of see, what I've been going on about.
Whatever pieces you like. I don't even care what pieces. This one here is called Essence, and I don't know if it's hard to see. I love this piece. I'm showing this piece basically because it's one of my favorites. Mm-hmm. And that's hard to say because I love so many of them. And I'm not trying to be biased. It's just, I don't know. I think I surprise myself with a lot of them and how they make me feel. But I titled this one Essence. And basically, it started out as just an abstract painting, no face, no nothing.
Okay.
I was just going to do a bunch of colors. And then as I was looking at it, I was like, I ain't really feeling this too good. So I don't know what it is, but ever since I started painting, I really have a thing for eyes. And it's crazy because a lot of people compliment my eyes, and I'm like, I don't really know how to draw eyes, but it doesn't matter. I just have this thing for drawing eyes, whether they're open, closed, I don't know what it is. Right. But I found a photo. So this is photo inspired. It wasn't a painting, it was an actual I think it was a black and white photo of a lady that had a butterfly on her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And so as I was like, I want to put something else here, I decided I want to put that.
Wow.
I don't know why. It's just where I went.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are like, what is your inspiration? And I'm like, honestly, I don't have like one set inspiration.
Okay.
Other people's artwork inspire me, photos inspire me, music inspires me. There's a lot of different things, colors. I'm one of those people that I just want to be free. I just want to go to the canvas and start creating and come up with something.
Mm-hmm.
So this blue represents boldness
Okay.
and bravery.
Mm-hmm.
And the butterfly at her mouth is, I'm not going to really say there's a big symbol. She's speaking without speaking. It's like the butterfly is speaking for her. That's why it's at her mouth. And the butterfly is basically about her coming into her own. You know, because the butterfly is about new life.
Yeah.
And so that's basically what this whole painting is about. It's about, it represents me, which is not where I was trying to go. But as I thought about what it was, I was like, hey, that represents me. But it can represent so many people that are just coming out of their shell and finding their purpose. So this was more about finding purpose, is what it was. And this one, let me turn this around. Oh, and by the way, it's pretty big. This is a 30 by 40 painting.
Okay.
So it's pretty big, if you can see. Because my head is kind of big, and you know the painting is bigger than my head. So you. So this one.
Too much.
Let me move. Okay, so this one, if you can see, this is Sade.
Yes.
And this is another one. I do this a lot, so it is what it is. But this is another one. I was just going to do a bunch of colors of abstract painting. And it seems like every time I try to do just abstract, I always want to add a face or something. I don't know. But I love Sade.
Yeah.
And I have a bunch of pictures of Sade. And so as I was doing this one, with paint, I wrote organic on it.
Okay.
And you can still see it a little bit, but I kept the name organic because I felt like it was raw.
Yeah.
It was raw. And so it was raw. It is raw.
Yeah.
So that's why I kept the name organic. And I feel like Sade and her music is organic as well. So to me, it all fit. But I added Sade at the last minute. There were several poses of Sade that I was like, I'm going to put Sade on here.
Right.
And I chose this particular one from her Love Deluxe album.
Yeah, girl.
So yeah, I forgot what size this is. I think it's a 22 by 30 or something. It's on my website though.
Okay.
I always put it in the descriptions too on my Instagram page because I'll forget. And a lot of people are so good with naming paintings, and I feel like I suck at it.
No, you know what? I mean, from like you explaining how it developed for you, I think each name that you gave it fits. You know, it's not like, you know, you named it like Apple, you know what I mean? But even
like
if you had named it Apple, if you had a reason for that and you gave me the story behind it, then I could be like, oh, okay.
Oh.
Apple.
Exactly. Some people will name stuff and I'm like, oh man, I love the name. And I don't even, I have to look at the painting to see if I feel like it matches the name. But there are paintings that don't match the name, but for some kind of way, I'm going to tell you why I sometimes don't like to name my paintings.
Okay.
The main reason I don't is because I feel like if I name it, people are going to look for that in the painting. And I kind of want people to find whatever they see.
See,
I don't want them to be led by the title of the painting because you may not see that, which is fine. But, you know, I want each person, I call it onlooker, to see, you know, take away from the painting, whatever it is they take away. I don't want them to change their mind and say, "Oh, I thought I saw a bird, but you're saying it's, a shoe."
You want
And
them to
so
see what they see and not
yeah,
limit
so
by what the title.
exactly. So
Yeah.
that's why I kind of struggle with naming. Some of them come to me like this.
Right.
And even my 5-year-old, I'll be like, "Oh, what do you see?" And she'll be like, "I see a tree and you should name it this." And I'm like, "That's good." So I told her and my husband, maybe y'all can name my paintings. But yeah, that's kind of the reason that I've struggled with it, because a lot of them, I'm just like, I want people to just take away whatever, unless it's obvious,
Right.
But my abstract paintings are the ones I struggle with, because I'm like, you could see anything in there, kind of like those illusion pictures,
Yeah.
You may see one thing and somebody else sees something else. And my brother, I had a painting once, and my brother goes, "Is that so and so?" And I go, "Well, if you're buying it, yeah, it is. If that's what you want, it's whatever you want it to be."
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so those are just two of my goodies that I think I love a lot. I love color.
Yeah.
I've tried to do some black and white ones, and I'm like, I love black and white paintings and photos, but when it comes to me painting, I try and I'm just like, I need to add some color. I just love color.
It's the color, like in the work that you do, that caught my eye, and I think it may have been Essence whenever I think I reposted or something, and I was just like, y'all, look at this. Like, if you haven't followed her yet, or if you don't see what she's doing, like, you need to check this out, because I was just, like I told you, with you being, Black female, and you doing that, and I was just like, kind of like in awe, like I don't know any other ones that are, and I was just like, I gotta shout this out, like, to everybody.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
People don't know that sometimes, it's not you, it's somebody else that you touch that can touch somebody else to come back to you. So I appreciate that.
Like,
we all need each other. The networking thing is beautiful. I love it. People say other social media pages work for them, but they don't work for me. But Instagram has really been good for me and my business. It really has. Just with,
like, I
strangers.
feel like women now, because I don't think it's always been that way for Black women, where we've been as supportive as we could have been with one another. You know what I'm talking about. So
no. What show? When we gonna do that show?
Exactly. I'm gonna pull together like 3 of y'all, and we gonna talk about that. But like right now, what I've seen is such like a genuine support of one another, where we're rallying for one another and we're promoting one another, and it's genuine.
It's genuine.
It's genuine, and what's for you is for you. People are collaborating, they're not worried about the whole competition aspect of it.
Yes.
And to me, it's like such a beautiful revival of like who we are. It's so, and I talk to my husband about it sometime, and I'm like, you don't understand. Like, you don't understand. Like, we've been like crabs in a barrel for so long. So this for me is just like, it feels so good to see women of color supporting one another, Black women supporting one another like that. So
I agree with you. There's enough for everybody out here.
Yes.
There's no need. Burger King and McDonald's are both doing good.
Yes.
I don't know who's doing better, but people are buying burgers at all these burger joints,
Everybody got something like at each place. So,
you can't even worry about it. But I told my husband the other day, I said, it's crazy, because since I've been in the art world, it's amazing how I see artists are really supporting each other, rather than feeling like I'm not going to like her stuff or repost her stuff, because I'm an artist too. I've even had artists buy from me. So it's crazy, because I love it, because if I see a painting that I can afford that I want from another artist, I'm not going to be like, I'm just going to do it myself. I would support that person. I have purchased things from people that I could do myself, but I wanted to support. That's very important. We can't always just, I can make my own hamburger, but That don't mean I'm never gonna go out and buy a hamburger.
Like, who really want to make their own hamburger all the time?
So I love this because I've always felt like people should support each other because it comes back around. And I used to have a mentality that people that I support should support me. Mm-hmm. And I stopped even worrying about that because I know, like, I didn't know you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes as long as you're doing your good deed, it'll come back. It may not come back from the same person.
Right.
But it comes back. So I don't worry about it now. Like, I fed into you. You should feed me. I'm just like, somebody will.
Yeah.
And that helps a lot because when you start thinking about how you support people and they never support back, it makes you want to stop supporting. Yeah. And that's not the right attitude to have. You know, we got to still have that mentality. Just keep it pushing. Maybe you have to deal with that individual different, but don't stop being you.
Right. You know? Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I think that's helped me a lot.
Well, you know what? That's the way you got to look at it, because if not, then it puts you in another mindset that you don't need to be in order for you to push through and be the positive you that you need to be.
Exactly.
Thinking about what's going on over here.
And I might be blocking something that's right around the corner because I'm too busy trying to pay back, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But girl, we can get petty like this.
I mean, trust me, I have. Every now and then they want to sneak back in. And I'm like, give me a drink.
Let me think about that.
I'm not gonna do that, you know.
But I want everyone to know who is watching that I am going to display a few of her pieces here just so you can see. Like, I mean, I know you saw the talent, but you can see it even more so. And I'm going to include the link to Sheneese's website, as well as her Instagram. I'm going to put her handle in as well, so that way you can follow her on there. Because what's cool about her Instagram page is she gives you little sneak peeks into the whole creative process, and she does it in such an awesome way. And I just, you can't help, like, girl, you do. And when you see it, then you immediately go onto the website and like, let me see what that finished product looks like.
Yeah.
So make sure you do that. Now, we're going to wrap up with this. Like I said, I bought that game CultureTags.
I can't wait.
Girl, let me tell you. What am I putting it in? Yeah. All right. So my husband is Italian and Irish.
Okay.
He ain't equipped to play CultureTags. I got the game and I got so excited. I got CultureTags. And he was like, I was like,
have you tried with him yet?
I'm going to try, and I'm going to record it just so that I can laugh. But
you have to put that in your stories or something.
I'm like, come on, babe, let's play, and girl, I'll be surprised. He might get a few right, but I don't think he will. But it's
let's
funny.
See what I'm going to do.
So it's like, they have them grouped by category, and I just pulled from the category friends and family. No, family and friends.
Okay.
Family and friends. And I just have 3 cards here, but I think we might just play 2.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to give you a clue as to what it means. And then you are to guess what that acronym is. So I'm going to start small first. So, all right. So this one is something, let me go. There we go. This is something like your mom might say if you're looking at her crazy, or if she done punished you and now you sitting there looking crazy. And
I know it.
Okay, what's that?
Fix your face.
Yes. There we go. Okay. All right.
You gotta fix your face.
Girl, we gonna play these other 2 then. Okay.
Oh my goodness. And
y'all forgive my nails, they jacked up. I'm gonna do them right later. So this one is something something we used to say a lot, maybe as kids or as young ones, when our hair was nice and wavy or looking naturally good, and or if we got a new weave and we
I know it.
But it's,
I got Indian in my family. I honestly do. No, I do, for real.
I'm like, I do know. Great Cherokee. Look it up. Look it up. All right. So this is the last one. All right. Okay. So this one, oh God, let me get it right. Okay. And I had too much wine. All right. So this one is when you invite someone to try you. Like,
I wish you would.
yes.
I love that. I'm gonna have to get that game.
Yes, girl.
Your clues are good because I was looking at that like, I don't know what that is.
I had to kind of prep those clues, but I was like, what can I say? You know, without giving it away. Because if I had another glass of wine, I'd be done said exactly what was on the card.
That's too fun. That was fun.
Yeah, but what I'm gonna do too is I'm going to tag CultureTags too, because I want them to see that, you know, we're supporting and so much fun. Like, it's so easy. I got to get with some of my people and play that. So
yes, I'm definitely gonna buy that game too. I am. I've been seeing little snippet, I guess advertisements on social media, and I'm like, I'm gonna get that. That looks really fun.
Yeah, it's fun, and I just played it for the first time with you a little bit. I'll probably play it with my daughter. My daughter's 26, so I'll probably get with her and her boyfriend or whatever and try to play it. But I'm definitely gonna try to play it with my husband.
You have to.
Rolling, girl.
Oh my gosh, I just want to be a fly on the wall. That was gonna be hilarious.
Yeah. But anyhow, we're going to wrap this up now. Again, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. If you tuned in, if you haven't subscribed to Sadie Says It All yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I'm going to be bringing you more people like Sheneese and other people that are just doing awesome things, because we're here to support. That's what this is about, support, you know? So make sure you also check down below for her website as well as her Instagram, because you want to follow her there. And let me see if there's anything else. I think we're good. So I will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.